How's it going, good friends? Brian from Apex Detail here. A common question I get from those that are starting to have interest in taking care of or protecting their own vehicle or starting something part-time or full-time when it comes to a detailing business is, what would be right for me? A polymer sealant for protection or a ceramic coating? And that really depends on a lot of different things, and I'll try and cover that today, so let's get this video started. You have seen the C6 before. This was in a correction video. We are finished with the correction portion of the detail. It's time to protect. The customer has chosen a ceramic coating, a little bit more for the looks and the gloss, the depth that it gives than protection. The clear on a GM vehicle is hard and stubborn to begin with, but they can scratch. The coating will help with that. Again, not impervious. More important on vehicles that have softer, thinner clears, such as the Asian cars and some of the other ones where it would really benefit from that protection. This is a 2-year coating here, and for those not familiar with the ceramic coating, it comes in a vial. It's a concentrated form of protection. It gets transferred from that vial to the panel of your car using this little foam block here and a micro suede applicator. Some of the blocks will have little notches like this. If not, you could use a razor blade or a straight edge knife and cut some slits in there and tuck in the micro suede applicator to make a nice tight fit around the block. This way, it ensures you don't have to hold and squeeze the micro suede applicator pad around the block, and that would expose or have a chance to expose some of the block while you're applying. That could scuff up the surface if it's a softer clear. So you do not want the micro suede applicator to move around on you, so tuck it in. When you get the cap off of the vial, always get a junk microfiber and wipe the threads. Now, you could use this little insert here and dab the coating onto the block. I don't like them. I like a little bit more control, so I'm going to grab something, pop that insert out of there. Again, wipe with a junk microfiber. You can throw it away later. Get the shards that could be there, any of the hard cured product around the thread. And I have these little eye droplets here. You could buy a pack of 3 or 4 and keep them around. And that's what I use to apply the product from the vial onto the block, and you have a little bit more control. Then head over to the car and start applying. Every coating is a little bit different. Some coatings you can get away with applying to a few panels at a time and then coming back and wiping off the transfer solution, leaving the SiO2 quartz or TI22 that's within the product behind. Some of them are really finicky and tacky, and you can only apply to small areas at a time, maybe a 3x3 section or half a trunk or half a hood. But in Either way, this is the way to apply it. Crisscross pattern, not lifting the block. If you lift the block, you have a chance of leaving a little bit of a high spot behind, and if you don't come back and you miss it, it's going to be there and cure and can be a pain in the butt to remove. You have to either polish it off or wet sand depending on the coating. Then, as you have it applied within the first few seconds to a minute or two, it's going to give you a little bit of a visual indicator that the transfer solution is starting to flash and it's ready to be removed. And as you can see there, using the overhead light, you get that little bit of a rainbow effect. I have 2 microfiber towels. One I have marked with a permanent marker. That first one I'm going to use to help spread out the product just a little bit more and then pick up some of those high spots. Just lightly dragging that microfiber over the applied area, and it's ensuring a nice, smooth, even application. Then I pull that to the side, put the second microfiber on there, and completely remove that transfer solution, leaving the coating behind. With that second microfiber, take your time, make sure you're getting all of that transfer solution up. You want to really avoid high spots. Easier to see on the darker colored cars. On these bright cars, it's really hard to see if you could pull it out into direct sunlight, or you have a light such as this that you could use to catch some of those high spots and wipe them off. If they cure, you're going to have to do a little bit of polishing to get them off. But when they're done and they're cured, the reflection, the gloss that it gives off is really unrivaled, and the protection as well. Okay, let's take a little sidebar here and talk about ceramic coatings. There are many out there that can be purchased or ordered. Those are the prosumer version. Those have a lower concentration, so it's harder to get in trouble with them. They are easier to use. When it comes to those, my top three would be Kamikaze, G-Technique, and then CarPro in that order. When it comes to the marketing of ceramic coatings, I believe for the most part they are misinterpreted and marketed the wrong way. I hear a lot of detailers that sell them and some marketers out there claiming that they're pretty much the same thing as wrapping Dr. Strange's cape around your car and it's a end-all be-all protection. No, they're susceptible to scratches. They do bump up the hardness in your clear coat from 3H factory up to 7, 8, and 9H. The 10H claims are BS, in my opinion. So they do make it harder to scratch, but they are not impervious to scratching. Some other things they're not impervious to. Hard water spots, etching from bird droppings or bug splatter, or anything that comes from trees, tree fallout, pine needles, leaves, they're acidic. And all three of those that I mentioned, if they happen and the sun pops out within the hour, a chemical reaction can start. The acidity can raise, the acidity level will raise rapidly, and it will start to etch your coating, just as it would a clear coat. Now, all of that can be taken care of. But when I sell a coating, I try to make it as clear as possible to my customers that they should be thought of as a peace of mind. That whatever is happening now to your vehicle, it's not happening on your clear coat. It's happening on that sacrificial layer, which is the ceramic coating. That can all be taken care of. That can all be swept away really quickly by somebody that knows what they're doing, and it's not happening to your clear coat. It's not damaging your clear coat, and then in order to correct that on the clear coat, you'd have to shave it and make it thinner. So that's something to keep in mind, and for yourself, if you're doing it for yourself, or something to pass on to your customer if you're going to offer it. The marketing is really kind of overblown with some of the things you see out there. Striking a lighter against it. No, they're not impervious to scratches. You can't put a blowtorch against them. They do help. They do increase the protection that you have in the clear coat, but they are not impervious. Now we can get on to the polymer sealants. These are three that I favor: the Extreme Solutions PolySeal, the Class, and the Menzerna Power Lock. This just happens to be a boat version that has higher resistance to water. And then don't forget the products that bridge the gap between sealants and ceramic coatings, and these are two of my favorite, Geon and Tack. And then when you get to the polymer sealants, you're taking a small step down in durability and protection. However, you can get around the car rather quickly, easy to apply, easy and simple to remove. Cure time, you don't have to worry about that quite as much. Some of the sealants, there is a cure time, but you don't need infrared lights and all that other jazz. And then don't forget the products that bridge the polymer sealants to the entry-level ceramic coatings, and those are the SiO2 spray sealants, and I've done a lot of dedicated videos on those. There are a lot of trash products out there when it comes to those, but there are some good ones that will take you to about 9 months of durability, and that's not bad at all. When it comes to polymer sealants, yeah, I've seen a lot of videos where people are checking up on the durability of a polymer sealant, and they're in their 12th or 13th or 14th month. That's fine in areas where you get a drab of rain and a little bit of wind here and there. But up in the Northeast or the Northwest or the Midwest, where we get real harsh weather, you're looking at 6 to 9 months for a quality polymer sealant. And I showed you the ones that I like when it comes to polymer sealants, SiO2 spray sealants, and then also coatings. But there are many more out there. You just need to find one that matches your taste. We can play with a little bit of these. Let's start with Extreme Solutions. This is the Poly Seal. For that, run a microfiber under a tap, get it moist, wring it out so it's not dripping wet, just a little bit damp. Fold it into 4s. I wipe the panel down. It gets that, just a little bit moist. Couple squirts into the microfiber, work it into the panel. That's it. And you can wipe that up as soon as you're done applying it. Some of the sealants have a little bit of a dwell time where you want to let it sit for 30 seconds, sometimes up to 2 minutes. Sometimes they have to haze over. Then you can buff them off. Each one seems to be a little bit different, and they might have cure times in between layering as well as cure times before you can get them wet or washing them. So be sure to look into that as well. A little bit difficult with the fading light here in the evening, but these really make the panel darker, richer, give it a little bit of depth. I love working with the polymer sealants. I will never turn away from them completely. And then there's this sealant here. I favor this for single stage paint. This one here has a little bit of acrylic in, so it has filling capabilities. It's important. Some people really are shy about fillers, but when you have a clear coat that is just too thin to take any further, sometimes without customer expectations, this is a product that may help you. This also sheets water instead of beading, so if you're in an area that has hard water, that characteristic is important as well. You can put it or apply it by hand, and you can also use a machine. And then there's, of course, Power Lock. This is a version of Power Lock that I enjoy. This one here you can stack with other products, and we all know that by now. Very popular stack. With this and Colonite and maybe even something on top of that, who knows. I don't like to stack personally, but it is an option, and they work well together. When it comes to the characteristics, some bead, some sheet, some have a little bit of a combination of both within them, and some really act like a ceramic coating when you spray them with water, and that will be sort of like the last one we get to over on the right side of the hood. All right, for the final thoughts segment of the video, it really is, it's up to you and your taste and your experience behind some of the products that are out there for protection for your car. If you have no qualms about using a ceramic coating, then grab any of the prosumer versions like Kamikaze or Car Pro or G-Technique. If you like to work on your car, like me, I only have one car coated. The rest of them I love to work on, and I don't mind putting that polymer sealant on there every 6 to 9 months because I just enjoy working and being around my cars. So it'll be either the Poly Seal or the Menzerna Power Lock, and then you could top that with other things as well. You can. The one good thing about polymer sealants, you can stack and they'll stick. If you whatever you try to stack on the ceramic coatings, they're not gonna grab unless it's within the family and they can bond well together. It's really a waste of time, and all you're doing is taking a step backwards anyway. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. I'll catch you in the next video. If you're enjoying the content from the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. I'll catch you guys next time.